All right. So welcome back from the commercial. We've been talking about sports, and I think everybody will give an opinion about worst sports coaching decisions. I know we touched a little bit on one that I think is one of the biggest coaching mistakes was when Joe Torre put in Mariano Rivera too early in game 7 of the World Series. Because, like I said, what are you doing tomorrow? You're
Yeah.
either celebrating or you're consoling your teammates.
Right.
I have another one, and I don't remember it was it was in the Super Bowl. Pass on second down.
Oh, I know what you're
When
talking
you're
about.
yeah,
Was it the Patriots Seattle game?
was it Seattle? Yes, where Seattle could have won. I mean, come on, you're on the 2 yard line.
On Marshawn Lynch. Yeah.
You have plenty of time, and I think you had 2 timeouts.
They threw the ball, and
They threw the ball. It was intercepted. Basically, game over.
And by the way, it was pass interference.
I think Patriots had to get what
Right.
a first down because of the 2 timeouts. Because of Seattle's 2 timeouts, they had to get a first down, and that was all they got.
Right. Wasn't a pass interference in the right side of the end zone? Because then the play go to the right, and then they threw it to the.
I'm not.
And they call.
But
But I know that they ran one play because it was second down, like George said. And I think on my friend's Super Bowl thing, I had Marshawn Lynch to score a touchdown, right? And I'm like, money, right? And all of a sudden, I see the play fake, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then boom, and interception, pass interference, whatever. Yeah, that was horrible. It's really weird that you suggested this topic, and all three of us were just immediately I was thinking of Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl. I'm like, beast mode, you ran him. I'll call it all day. Should have ran him.
I bet you wish the Bears had him, don't you?
What's that?
I bet you wish the Bears had him back in the day.
Oh,
the Bears.
Hey, we're meeting this year, and listen, whoever wins has to wear the other's hat of the team on a show.
Okay. I can do that.
I have a feeling whoever does best this season of the 3 teams.
Matchup. We play again.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure next year, now this year sometime, you and me are going to be wearing a Commander's hat. Pretty sure.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure.
And if they do it,
unless these players that we've gotten in the draft and whatnot turn out to be great, but
hopefully Jerry Jones.
Come on. Let's face it. How many top picks really did great in a career?
Yeah.
I mean, I talked about him. He won 2 Super Bowls. Eli Manning was number 1 pick. Yes, he was number 1 picked and then traded, but they knew they were doing that.
Right. Yep.
He had a mediocre career.
Oh yeah,
he had 2 great seasons.
I hate to
say, actually, if you think about it, the records weren't that good. He was the number 5 seed, the first Super Bowl, and it came down to the Cowboys versus the Giants. Whoever won the last game of the season won the division.
Yeah.
So they were mediocre. I mean, he was mediocre at best, but he did great in college.
All right. So, question: you think he's a Hall of Famer? Because that's being debated, and I don't think he is. And I'm not saying it because I'm
not saying he shouldn't be there.
I just don't think he's got numbers.
I don't think so either. I don't think by his numbers you do. I think the only credit you can give him is he beat the team that could not be beaten.
Well, he beat them.
Is that Hall of Fame? I don't know.
But did he beat him because he was a great quarterback, or did he beat him because it was a miracle play?
Well, there was the miracle play, but also there was
They held
the the Patriots to a rather low score.
Oh no, you're right. I mean, yeah, it was a great Super Bowl. It was real exciting, but
wasn't that on that Strahan?
Oh, Michael Strahan. Yeah, he was
Michael Strahan defense. I mean, where he led the defense.
yeah, yep. Which was
So
he's
there again.
He's good.
I mean, could you count is any quarterback Hall of Fame material if it was their defense that won the game?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's like Tom Brady. Like we talked.
Is Phil Simms in?
I
don't know if he's.
Oh.
I don't know, but if Phil Simms is in the Hall of Fame, then Eli definitely should, because they were good because of the same reason.
So, to answer your question, going by the stats, currently Eli Manning is number 11 on the all-time passing leader with 2 Super Bowl wins. He has more yards than John Elway, Warren Moon, Fran Tarkenton, and they're all Hall of Famers.
Oh, okay.
Going by statistically, yes. I mean,
yeah.
Well, okay, so look that up in the regular season. Is that including the regular season or playoffs?
No, that's overall.
Overall, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super Bowl playoff.
Okay. So I guess with that, then he should. But I mean, to be honest, I literally thought he was mediocre. Yes, he did what he needed to do.
Oh yeah, he won game
and won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
but I mean, other than that, they didn't have any great season.
Right.
Like I said, they were number 5 seed the first time he took them to the Super Bowl, and I want to say they were 500 for the season, or just over 500. Just over 50% for the season when they beat, because it was them and the Cowboys had even records, had the same record going into the final game.
Yeah, right.
And technically, the Giants didn't even have to win the game. If they tied, Giants were in because they'd already beaten the Cowboys once.
Right.
So
so staying with what you both brought up on. So let's look at the Ravens' first Super Bowl. Who was the quarterback?
Delford.
Who?
Delford.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer. No.
Dilfer.
Yeah, right?
Was it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was.
So let's look at the Baltimore Ravens' historic defense. So does that mean Trent Dilfer is a great quarterback, or was it because the defense just kicked everybody's ass every week and they were never going to lose? So fast forward 12 more years to their second Super Bowl. Joe Flacco's not a bad quarterback. He's put up like over 40,000 yards. But look at that last Baltimore Ravens defense. So with what you
great. Yeah.
I mean, for example, look at the 85 Bears. Yeah. Nobody tried to face the 85 Bears. So Jim McMahon, he was great. Of course, Walter Payton, still the best running back of all time. But nothing's going to compare to that defense. So does that mean Jim McMahon was a great quarterback for the Bears?
Yeah.
Or was defense that,
Well, I mean, Jim was he was a quarterback that year, and he was good. He's great. He won a Super Bowl. I mean, the defense is what it was, but
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, where did he go? Where did McMahon go after the Super Bowl run? I don't remember.
He got the Super Bowl with them,
right? And that was it. I don't remember. I don't remember.
So look up the Packers. I think it was Brett Favre, obviously. Everybody is at the White House, and he's wearing his Bears jersey because I think the Iran controversy, whatever was going on, the Bears couldn't go to the White House, so he wore his Bears jersey. There's a picture of it.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. The Bears team you're talking?
No. So the Packers, he was a backup quarterback on the Packers in the whatever year Brett Favre was. Yep. And when they won it, they went to the White House. But when the Bears won it, they couldn't go. The Iran, whatever, I don't know what it was. So they couldn't go to the White House. So when the Packers won and he was a backup quarterback, he wore his Bears jersey.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
Is that when they beat the Patriots? When the Packers beat the Patriots?
Yes, with Drew. No. Drew Bledsoe?
I think.
Had to have been.
Yeah, I think so.
It wasn't.
It wasn't
Yeah.
Brady.
No,
It wasn't Peyton yet. Yeah. Oh, the Patriots. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I can't remember. That's a good question. It might have been Brady. Did he lose his first one? And then
No.
no.
No. He's only lost the 3 that we know of: the 2 to Eli and the
Okay.
Giants, and then the 1 to Philly.
Okay. Right. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the only ones he's lost.
He's lost. Okay. Right.
And that was the thing, is I was kind of hoping. I actually was going for the Patriots the year they went against Philly,
Right.
only for a selfish reason. That would be something that only the Giants would beat them in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it ended up the Eagles beat them. So
right.
It was Drew Bledsoe that lost to the Packers. I was just looking it up.
Okay. So then must be the following years when he got hurt. Maybe.
I think
Or I don't know how many.
Relevant came in and rewrote the history book.
Yeah. Now look at the first Tampa Bay Super Bowl. I don't know if it's their first. Their first in the last 25 years or so. Their defense got them there. And
Yeah, they had a Washington quarterback. They got him, and then he was a quarterback, and I got his jersey, and I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah,
I could tell you. Go look at the jersey on my front porch.
But yeah, basically,
I can't remember his name.
Their defense got them there and won. I mean, their defense was led by Rondé Barber.
Rondé Barber and
Warren Sapp.
Now, yeah. Now, funny.
Delford or
kind of a funny story for that year. In the playoffs, actually in the first round, I think the first round of the playoffs, I remember the Giants went against the 49ers, and there was the no pass interference called in the end zone on the bobble. They were trying to kick the field goal to win the game, and it was a high snap, and so the backup quarterback's obviously the holder, so he's going to pass the ball, and when they threw it into the end zone, the Giant was laying on the turf with a 49er laying on top of him because he tackled him while the ball was in the air.
Yeah.
No interference called. But a couple weeks later, Tampa Bay was going against, and I don't remember what team they were going against. But Tiki Barber from the Giants was on the sidelines, in civilian clothes, watching his brother play, because his brother played for Tampa.
Yep.
And
was it Rondé Barber?
The first half, Rondé Barber was not having a good game.
Yeah.
I jokingly said, as the second half went on, as Rondé was doing better in the second half, I said to my in-laws, because we were watching the game there, I said, I know what happened at halftime. If Rondé intercepts a ball and runs it back for a touchdown, him and Tiki switched.
Oh,
we left to go home. We went home.
Right.
I swear, and we lived 4 miles away from my in-laws at the time.
Yeah.
Literally, the phone was ringing when I got into the house. It was my father-in-law saying, Barber just intercepted a ball and ran it back for a touchdown.
Wow. Oh my God, called it.
I'm like, so was it Rondé or was it Tiki?
That's funny.
They're identical twins.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So could they have switched?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
If they had the same equipment or pads on, like obviously Tiki had a little bit better shoulder pads, probably being a
right.
Because his brother was cornerback or safety.
Yeah, one or the other, yeah.
Right.
But
other than that,
if he literally put on his brother's uniform and his pads and everything, you would not know. You wouldn't know.
Theory, conspiracy theory.
It was just so weird because I had said that, and then we went home, and like I said, as I'm walking in the door, the phone is ringing. It's my father-in-law saying that Barber intercepted the ball and ran it back.
Ran it back.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
like, okay.
Oh yeah, it's you never know, man. It's the
I
NFL.
mean, I don't want to start a conspiracy theory or anything, but
Trust me.
but
Get a ton
it
of
was just
hashtags.
weird. It was just weird that I had said it, and then he did it.
Wonder if that's ever happened in pro sports.
I don't
If
know.
anybody's ever switched out a uniform.
I mean,
How did
could it? I mean, they've had a few twins that have played. I mean, in different sports and whatnot, but I don't know. Could it? Sure, absolutely. How would you know?
you don't know, right?
I mean, you can't even do a DNA test to prove it because they're identical twins. They literally share DNA. They shared an egg.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this to get uploaded with all the hashtags. There's going to be a bunch of fans emailing George. Wait a minute. You really think this could happen? Really call it? You're part of it. By the way,
all of a sudden they're going to be rewatching that part of the Super Bowl of the playoff game. It wasn't the Super Bowl. It was in the playoffs. It was a playoff game, but
they're going to be taking notes. Okay, so George is that what Tuesdays? Okay, yeah. Okay, let's.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, we got to go back and watch that."
In case you didn't hear me, I sent that picture to you of Jim McMahon at the White House. When
I saw that. I did see that come up.
Okay. Yeah. Huh.
But
I never knew that. I never. Huh.
But yeah, that's just strange things, strange happenings and things that could be different,
Oh my God, that's something else. I never knew that.
That's ballsy though, but hey, it's called we didn't get our chance, and that's what he was doing, So
yeah.
Who said Bill Clinton ain't a cool president? God. It's old Bill Clinton.
Kind of on that same note. Years ago, I haven't played in probably 8 years, but I used to play on I guess you'd call it a beer league softball team. My team ended up kind of disbanding. The following year, I played for 2 years after that, after we kind of broke up. The team was sponsored by a brewery in Hector called Two Goats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Two Goats Brewery was our sponsor. The following year, I played for Landon's in Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen? Okay.
Yeah, Landon's Pub and
yeah.
I don't know their official name, but it's Landon's Pub and something. Pub and Grill or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I played for the team that they sponsored. And I almost my nickname in there, because in the summer I have a dark tan. One of the guys, I guess, instead of calling me George, called me Jorge. Because of how dark my skin is.
Wow.
I ended up I always put that was the name that I put on the back of my jersey.
Oh, your jersey?
The year I played for Landon's, I ended up using that, but I almost put Two Goats as my name on the back of the Landon's Pub jersey. I almost did it. I almost put Two Goats as my name.
All right.
Just to kind of keep the, keep the team alive or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then the following year, I ran my own team. And I brought some of the people that I'd played with on other teams with.
Yeah.
But and then after that year, we didn't do well because it was our first year as a team.
Yeah.
But
you had fun.
Well, we had fun. That was the most important thing. Yeah, it was decent. I mean, I had a good time the whole time I was there. I played, but kind of went after the year I played for Landon's. I was like, you know what? I don't really want to do it no more. And running a team is not easy. Trying to coordinate, because in that league, you have to field and bat 2 females, 2 women.
Okay.
It was a co-ed
and
game.
that was the hardest part was,
Yeah.
I had some that would show
Yeah.
up, and
Right.
we had one of the guys that I worked with, his wife played, but then she kind of got hurt,
Mm.
but she played every week. She didn't
Yeah.
get hurt there. She got hurt and couldn't play.
Mhm.
She still showed up with her husband, but she couldn't play.
Yeah.
So it was like trying to find,
Yeah.
and to make the playoffs, you have to have so many games in. No, so many games, and a game, we played 7 innings. You had to play at least 4 innings in a game to count it as a game.
As a game. Right.
So that was tough. And I was like, I don't want to do it no more.
Right. Yeah. It just became no fun.
Yeah.
So
And of course, when we lost Hector Fireman's Field as our second, we used Hector's Fireman's Field, and we used where the fair, where the Hector Fair is.
Yeah.
And we also used Havana Glen.
Okay. I was going to ask you if you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
When we lost Hector Fireman's Field, we finished that year, and then the following year we used Havana Glen, and then one in Elmira. And that's just too far for some people to drive.
Right.
Nope.
To go to Elmira just to play
Yeah.
a softball game.
Ball game.
Yeah.
Hear that.
Are you hinting to get us the podcast softball team together? Is that where you're talking about softball?
Well, we
I'll put
could.
on-
Come
I'll put
back.
on and go, and,
Oh
I'll
yeah.
be able-
Do it. That'd be fun.
could I have like 3 months of practice? I mean, I just started playing pickleball, and wow,
Hamstrings feel a little sore.
everything feels really sore.
I'll
But
tell you, when I was talking earlier before we started recording about when I coached the youth soccer and the youth little league.
Yeah.
Every year, since actually the year I started coaching, we had a coaches game coaches and parents game.
Yeah.
The week before the finals, because we had the last week was the finals. The week before we had our games, and then after our games, we had a coaches and parents game. And basically they were drawn out of a hat.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure that the first year I did it, they did not draw the names out of a hat. Only because
Seemed a little suspicious.
well, like I said, I'm not going to say your name, but I told you, Jeff, who ran soccer. My team was pretty good, and I went against. There was one because it was 4 towns, so Romulus was included in the youth because they don't have enough to run their own youth league.
Yeah.
So they had one team in my level, and then we had 4 teams in the South Seneca district. My team was one of the better teams in that league. And we kind of dominated the Romulus team so much that I literally took my offense like halfway. I took my offense and moved them all to defense, and took all my defense and moved them to offense. We outscored them like 14-0.
Sound like you could have pulled the goalie too.
yeah.
We probably could have.
Right.
And and both times we played this team, because we played each team twice.
Yeah.
We dominated them.
Wow.
And the one coach kept saying, make your guys pass more and not score. And just happened to be the 2 coaches and that parent were on the opposing team as me.
Of course.
And we played in the in the coaches game, we kind of played a little rougher than we allowed the kids to play. So, yeah.
I have.
I'll tell you, at the end of that game, oh my God, parts of my body were sore that I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
I have a similar story. It was U13. It was my daughter's last year at traveling, and it just so happened that like every year these two teams were constantly stacked, just stacked, just stacked, just stacked. You know, a bunch of people played the traveling league, and they played for the school. You know, whatever, seventh, eighth grade. I can't remember. It don't matter. There was this powerhouse from Dundee. Okay, it seemed like every kid was 7 foot tall. I swear to God. And I swear to God, from the time they could walk to to then they were just dribbling. The first game that they played us, they crushed us. I mean, it is what it is. It was men amongst boys, and it was a co-ed team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't mind, you beat us, okay, bragging, but they were kind of really bad, poor sports. Poor. They knew that they were better, but they were rubbing it in, okay, it's fine, you know what, you won, but but these are kids, whatever, don't matter. But they were going and they were doing the same thing to every team, and one time they had lost and the coach was like, oh no, it was unfair. The kid was offsides, the goal don't count. The goal doesn't count, and everybody's like, are you friggin' serious? You're being this petty. And so some chirping got going between Penny and School and Dundee. And we actually got a chance to play on the turf, the football field in Penn Yan. It was at night. It was the lights. And at the time, my competitiveness came out, and I told all my kids, I'm like, I don't care what you do. I said, we are not losing this game. I said, don't do anything dirty. I said, all I want you to do is I want you to play a little extra hard. I said, if you make a good play on them, I said, this is bad. I mean, I told all of my kids, I said, rub it in their face because they don't like it. I was trying to get them out of their element, right?
Play their game against them.
So the first 5 minutes, they were already up 3-0. I mean, it is what it is. Part of my story, or the best part of my story, is I didn't have to say nothing to my kids at the time, right? And I'm talking, I had kids that were going to like St. Mary's, Catholic school, and they were like, Coach, this is, I'm like, yeah, I know, and so the second half, we shut them out. We ended up winning 4-3. Because what I did is I took at the time I had 3 defenders. I said, every time you come down, I want you guys to go to the side and protect the goalie.
Yeah. The strong side.
And I never forget, I don't know the position. I didn't know soccer, but I had a right wing kid right here. They would leave him alone. And for the sake of saying it, he was kind of heavy set, and they thought he could do anything. And I told him, I said, just stay right there. You're going to get a goal. I shit you not, 2 times down, the guy passed it to him. He scored a goal because they left him alone. At the end of the game, they still did not shake our hand.
What?
Wow.
That's
so part of the thing is you have to line up and you have to shake hands. And, I was just like, petty me. I'm like, where are you guys going? And, but yeah, so, I'll never forget that. I mean, we didn't do so good that year, but I'll never forget that. It was just one of those things where, to be an asshole like that. Okay, it's one thing to be better than everybody. It happens. We know that, right? We were just talking sports in the previous show. In the late 70s, it was Charlie Hustle. Nobody hit the ball better. Nobody,
Right.
But to rub it in and to be that arrogant, and then to be, but it was the old saying: you can dish it out, you can't take it. And the Dundee coach ended up complaining to the head of the soccer board, but she didn't know I sat on the soccer board, which means nothing. But when I asked about it, I'm like, they refused to shake our hands. He's like, they did what? I'm like, they refused to shake our hands or anything. They're like, well, I guess I don't need to answer her phone call. So that's just basically the gist of it. But I'm thinking, like, in youth sports, why are you purposely stacking the deck? That's just bullcrap. And I figure, for the next 10 minutes, because of George said that it just seemed unfair. I thought we could just talk about that. Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, well, see, I got a quick story like that. My son experienced when he was in sixth grade. He played small fry football for Schuyler County football, right? And it was his first year. He wasn't a great player. He tried. He didn't do a lot of playing time, and anyways, they went on and had a great season, and they won the championship that year, right? And they beat the former champions of the league. So he's so anyways, they beat the champions of the previous year, which was the Schuyler County Giants. They were the New York Giants version of small fry. And my son played on the Vikings, the Schuyler County Vikings. So the championship game comes around, and I don't remember the score because it's been a long time, but it was close, and we were winning. I think by a field goal, I believe it was. It was that close, and it came down, and the clock ran out. But the Giants tried to get a timeout, and they didn't get it. And they were so mad and upset, throwing things, acting like 2-year-old coaches on this side because they lost. And the kids never shook hands in a championship game. That's unbelievable. The coaches, and then they go and do the championship. They have the ceremony, and then they didn't even show up to the ceremony to get their trophies. They protested the game. They made all these problems, and the Vikings are there having the ceremony, enjoying their thing, and it was odd. And this is youth sports in Schuyler County back then.
Yeah.
They were sixth graders. It was the last year they all played together before they went to modified. I just thought it was a complete downer of just local youth sports. And it's just like, you don't do that. Win or lose, they're not perfect. They're volunteer referees. You know what I mean? They have a hard time getting referees as it was. And then beat them up like that and protest it. And then they went on, and then the league changed to another league. Now it's the Schuyler County Football League or something. It's a little bit different now. It changed. That was the last year. Yeah. Because the coach or the director of the league was siding with the Vikings because they were actually the high school coaches for the Watkins Glen school.
Oh,
come on. I mean,
I have kind of a similar story. The ending is the same. When the last year I coached the highest level. I think it was mostly all 5th and 6th graders, soccer. And I knew we were going up against a stacked team. I mean, I'm not going to say who the coach was and who the sponsor was. The coach owned the sponsorship, owned the company that it was.
Yeah.
And she had a stacked team. And I knew they were a high octane offense team. Yeah. So it just worked out that my assistant coach was not there on my last practice, which worked out perfectly for me because I don't think he would have gone with what I ran it was like the last 2 practices. It was the week before we were going to play this team in the playoffs. I said, here's what we're going to do. We get 11 players on the field. I said, you're the goalie. And he's my son's older brother who we had custody of at the time. That's a different story though. And then I picked 2 girls that were really good defenders. I was like, you're my only 2 defenders. I said, the rest of you are going on offense for the first half. And we practiced that.
Yeah.
And I told my defenders, if nobody is close enough for you to pass it to, kick it out of bounds.
Yeah. Why not?
Because then they have to, I said, don't kick it out the end line, kick it out the side.
Yeah.
They have to throw it in.
Right.
How many 5th and 6th graders are going to do a good soccer throw?
Right. Not very many.
Yeah.
Especially if you get it to the close person, right?
Yeah.
Small
person. We got up like 7-2 because I had everybody on offense. Then the second half, I did the opposite. Everybody was on defense except for 2. I was like, nobody else crosses the center line. Right. You stay back and you defend.
Yeah.
And they whittled us down. I think it ended up like 7-5. We didn't score. I actually, no, we did score one in the second half. Like our two people on offense got a goal together against all of their defenders. And they walked the line to shake hands, but most of them didn't stick up. There was one or two, of the nicer kids, but I think the rest, their coach told them, don't shake their hands.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not good coaching.
I'm sure it was her because most of them were all nice kids.
Yeah.
But I think it was the coach. It was the coach that told them, don't shake their hands.
And they're supposed to be the better people,
Yeah.
teaching.
Yeah,
kids.
exactly. And she's a business owner and whatnot, I mean, is that how you run your business?
Yeah, right.
But
Mhm.
I forgot. So at the time there was some rivalry between Dundee and Penn Yan, and so when I said the Dundee team, so obviously everybody who signed up from Dundee got put on that team, and it just so happened that they were all these all stars, but
Sure.
yeah, it was horrible, and I like I said, I made bad coaching. I should have not have been that petty, but I just like I remember what it felt like, and I wanted these kids to understand that if you just work together, if you just do the basics, if you believe in yourself, you can win, and that's what we did. And yeah, I mean, we ended up getting destroyed the next week by like 13. But still, that's not the point. The point is like, it was like David and Goliath. Here is this great team, and so yeah. So I just want to say that.
The year after I stopped coaching, I only refereed for the league. And I remember the best game that I refed. It was a playoff game. And the way they did it back then, they don't do, like you get into higher grades, you do halves, like 2 halves. We still were doing 4 quarters.
Okay.
Give the kids a break halfway through the first half and halfway through the second half, because they're still developing muscle and whatnot, and let's not wear them out. At the end of regulation, it was tied. We had to have a winner. But we weren't gonna. Did we? I think we may have played 1 5-minute overtime, and it was still tied at the end. So we went to a shootout. I said, and I took both teams down. We picked a goal, and we went to that goal, and I said, "Here's what's going to happen. You're each going to pick 5, and you're gonna do the shootout." And of course, they asked, can the goalie kick? Well, yes. But I said, if it's a tie at the end of the shootout, you're going to pick 3 players. But there's a catch. Because what's the most important thing we're here for? To learn and fun.
Yeah, right.
Those are the most important 2 things.
Sure. Yeah.
Those 3 kickers in the second round cannot be 3 of the 5 from the first round. They have to be different players.
There you go. That's good.
Then after that, if we're still tied, we're going to go 1-on-1 with a different player each time. You cannot repeat unless we go completely through your team. Then we can start back from the beginning. Well, they went through the 5-on-5 and it was tied. They went through the 3 against 3 and it was still tied. So we went 1-on-1, and I think each team had like 14 or 15 players. I literally think they were both down to like the last 2 players.
What?
Before someone kicked the goal and the other one did not.
Jeez.
So,
wow.
I mean, we had almost gone through the entire team, giving everybody a shot to kick a goal. I thought that was the best thing I've ever seen. Now, obviously, one coach was a little upset because he had like 5 or 6 players that were really, really good.
Yeah.
And the others were mediocre. But some of those, what he would call mediocre players, some of them got a goal. It just happened to be the other team
Right.
when it was one-on-one, got the goal as well.
Mhm.
Right.
But it was literally, we were down to some of the youngest, and I can't say the youngest players because some of the really young players were great, were some of the best on the team. But we got down to the players that only played defense, never even attempted a goal
Right.
because they were defense. They were a better defender.
Yeah, they had to stay at the line.
They got an opportunity to kick a goal. So
Yeah.
try to kick a goal.
Which that's cool to do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously you don't do that in the higher levels. If it's
No.
tied after the shootout, you can use the same players to kick again.
Sure.
But I figured we're in youth soccer and
Hold on 1 sec. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.